Okay, I'm going to be inviting you to really give this full plan a try so that you can see how different this is. It sure changed my life. It's changed the lives of so many people I've known week after week. I see women and some men more aliveness in their face. I see them experiencing weight loss in a way they've never experienced it before without feeling hungry. I see them getting more life in their body. So I get proof all the time how well this works, and that's after looking at hundreds of research studies that told me it would work. I want to explain in this video what I mean when I say this works and what you're supposed to do with that when everybody's telling you their approach works. How is what I'm saying different from what they're saying? So many of us have tried so many weight loss plans that sounded right, that looked like they were going to work. And then they just let us down. And we end up having to diet again, and it's pissing us off, right? So I'm impressed that you're even here after all that. And I really want to explain to you what I mean when I say this works. I'm saying this works predictably and reliably for weight loss that lasts when almost everything out there lets you down. According to that UCLA study we referenced earlier, almost every diet leads to more weight gain down the road. And I don't want that anymore. You don't want that anymore. So where did this come from? Why do I say this works, and how is that different from what other people have been telling you? I got desperate, right? And I decided I'm not finding good answers in the marketplace. I'm finding the same old answers or other things that sound really sexy and exciting but don't make sense, or they only give temporary weight loss. I'm not going to keep going to those people anymore. I'm going to look at the research and see. So that's where Simply Wise Eating came from. It's not only looking at hundreds of research studies that cover thousands and thousands of people and decades of research on weight loss and diet, on diet and heart health, diet and diabetes and dementia and cancer. I was not looking for some kind of theory. I wasn't trying to prove or disprove any of the theories out there. I was looking for evidence that there are certain dietary principles that people follow when they get good results that last, and certain dietary principles that people are following when they get poor results. And there's a lot of research out there. And when I did this search with the training that I have, I saw certain principles that just kept rising to the top, that kept surfacing in all those different studies. There were common denominators, right? Whether the study was about weight loss or other indicators of metabolic health like blood pressure and blood sugar, etc. So across hundreds of studies, the same few principles kept showing up again and again. And I ended up grouping them into these 4 fundamental principles that made sense of all the evidence. And I applied them in my life, and the results were even better than I ever imagined. But if it was only me getting these results, that could just be a fluke, right? Instead, it's what the research suggested, it's what I experienced, and since then, I've seen hundreds of women, and quite a few men as well, experience the same transformations. Weight loss that feels very natural and easy, that is happening without being hungry, and that lasts. Improved energy, clearer thinking, better lab results. For a lot of us, pain and inflammation changed. Indicators of immune function improved. All kinds of things, just being more able to show up for our lives. Now here's the other thing. I've also found a few other programs teaching essentially the same principles, sometimes from a different angle, but I've seen that their clients are succeeding too. So now I've had the opportunity to observe not just what's found in the research, but what hundreds and hundreds of people are doing, eating this way, and how it's working. So that's why I say this works. Now I'm not trying to say it's guaranteed or it's the only thing that works. I'm not saying you won't adapt it a bit to fit you, but I am saying we find these 4 key guidelines over and over and over that lead us to eat in a way that makes our body happy, that makes a real difference for our results. It greatly increases the likelihood of transforming our results related to our weight and our metabolic health. And our metabolic health is our health. So that's why I say Simply Wise Eating works. It works reliably and predictably, not because it fits some theory. This is a return to the fundamentals that make the body happy, make the body hum with health. So when you eat this way, you're not fighting your biology anymore. You're feeding it wisely, and it's responding in kind. It's like, oh, thank you. It's breathing a sigh of relief. It's responding with balance and ease and results that last. So you can start to calmly follow this one approach, these 4 fundamental principles. This works because it's right for your body. And we see that empirically. We see that with observation. That's why I say it works. So I hope you're going to give it a real try. All right.